rushed to get something done. Because we can all agree it was way too close to another launch.
Why haven't we seen anything about Vortek until just now?
The initial thought was despair. Just straight up, I was gutted for Bondtech.
You know, and the funny thing is, I said, I know he's going to be wearing his Index shirt. I know. And we hadn't even discussed this. I said, I know he's going to be wearing his Index shirt. I know he's going to be going to the nines on this. So I can't, right? I have to play devil's advocate on this one. I would love to be wearing my Index shirt. And so the full disclosure is that we have been previously sponsored by Bondtech. They flew us out to Sweden, where we got to see a few prototype versions of the Index in person live. We filmed videos. They covered all the expenses associated with that trip. And, you know, obviously there does exist some bias associated with that, especially because we've seen one in person and we've only seen one in renderings.
I mean, plus I'm very vocal that no matter what happens, there will be a Construct 3D Index equipped machine.
Yeah.
So that is quite heavy bias on my side, I've got to admit.
Yeah, your bias extends beyond just the YouTube channel itself. I mean, look, if Bambu wants to sponsor us too, there'll be bias associated with that. But I think that they're obviously listening to the community, and that's a big deal. So many companies don't do that. So we do have to give credit where it's due. Bambu listened to the community on that one. But mere hours after the H2S launches and goes public, they tease Vortek, which I still think outside specifically of the, the potential for intellectual property disputes. And so we are aware that the Index does have patents around it. At this point, we are not lawyers. None of this is legal advice. If there are intellectual property dispute issues between these two companies, the lawyers will always win on those because lawyers get paid no matter who wins. And the future will tell us what that looks like. However, I would argue that Vortek is the most interesting engineering application of a inductive system that I have ever seen on a 3D printer, period.
Like, they've got sensing equipment in the nozzles now.
Yes.
That's not cheap.
Well,
like putting a coil inside a heatsink so when it mates with the print head, it can communicate and have the relevant, because it looked like a microprocessor or some form of logic chip on the hot end, is a additional process that isn't going to be massively cheap. Now, it might not be more expensive per se, but I bet you it's going to be $10 more.
Sure, but that still puts it under the $35 price point.
Would it? I thought the
20 to 30 versus
$35.
$35. It will be very, very, very close. And it will have to be, because if it's not, it won't be price competitive. See, the thing is, if you were looking at Index, and you were looking at Index for what a lot of people want, which is the ability to integrate it into open source platforms, then the Bambu machine is likely not for you. This is a big deal in like the drone industry, the camera industry, the phone industry, corporate espionage. Corporate espionage. And I would assume Bondtech has been working on Index for a while. We know that. We can see that, right? The quality of their work proves they've been working on it for a while. Bambu is really good at dropping teases, dropping hints, dropping leaks. Why haven't we seen anything about Vortek until just now? I
think that is the nail on the head.
And a lot of people said their marketing is spot on. They're selling the problem. They're not selling the solution, right? They're selling the problem of poop. They're the ones that created the problem. Bambu created the poop problem. Before Bambu, we didn't have printers that pooped, okay? We had purge blocks, but we didn't have a poop problem. It's such a problem. K2 himself, I still think it's one of the coolest, the big conveyor belt that he does. For getting rid of the poop belt, if you will. Super cool. Love it. Really want to do it. People are saying that they got scared of the Snapmaker U1. No, I don't think so. Because the Snapmaker U1,
really don't think so.
That was released months ago. And the Kickstarter was still ongoing. Like, if you were going to try to really hit a company where it hurts, you would have released that Vortek stuff right when Snapmaker started to do the U1.
Yep.
Right? And props to Prusa, props to Bondtech, props to that entire team. I think they hit the timeline right with the shot across the bow, right? Very few of us saw INDX on Core 1 coming. I didn't. And according to...
I certainly didn't.
According to insiders, 3D Musketeers is the most visited content creator to Prusa HQ. So if anyone would see it, or something like this, it would likely have been us. But here's the deal. If it's not INDX, there will be hell to pay. It's that...
Oh, imagine if it's not. Imagine if, like, they just license the tech with that IP that Bambu Lab is definitely not infringing on. Maybe, possibly, I don't know, because I'm not a lawyer. But, like, they licensed the IP and then Prusa did it all themselves. And it just so happens it's not INDX, it's just Prusa-Dex.
No, it's indexed by Prusa Research. But it's INDEX, right, by Prusa Research.
Yeah.
If this is not at least some level of licensing or partnership, I will find you, all of you that are involved with this. I won't tell you what I'll do, but you'll know it. You're messing with a half Cuban man that has grown up in Florida for the last 33 years. Do you really want to play this game? I got alligators like crazy out here. I could probably ship them in the mail. It's my emotional support, Chompy, okay? Don't worry about it. Just say it. So if there's not some sort of an alliance that's being formed here from this, I think that will detrimentally affect both companies. Because I think the community has it in their mind that this is a thing. And so if it is not a thing, how pissed are we going to be as the community? I'm going to be pretty pissed. I'll be pretty pissed.
Actually, I've just thought of something. What if this is industrial espionage, where Bambu Lab somehow found out about Prusa INDX collaboration, rushed to get something done, and then that's why the video for the Vortek was released at such a random time. They were trying to get first past the post for market segment. And it's just because they knew Prusa and Bondtech were working together, and it forced their hand to do something out of their standard time sync. Because we can all agree, the Bambu Lab video launch time was weird. It was way too close to another launch. Like, that would have been, like, number one thing a marketing manager would have seen as, like, no, wait a week, wait a month. Not do it within a couple of days. Because that's how you get massive buyer's remorse to anyone who's bought one of the products. And then you just announce another. Like, bear in mind, we've had industrial espionage done against us. And we're a micro company. We had Bambu Lab engineers come and start looking in the back of one of our machines when we were at a trade show once.
This is something to point out as well, that if Bondtech isn't getting all of their stuff locally, and we know that they do their best, but there are certain things that you just can't get locally, And if the people, and I don't know who these people are, but if the people that are the intermediaries that are assisting with buying from companies from China for things like stepper motors, right? I don't think stepper motors are really made in Sweden. But if those people have visited Bondtech, seen the tech, NDAs don't really apply once you're outside of a country, okay? Corporate espionage is a thing that every major manufacturer, major being if you have spent $100,000 on manufacturing, you have to be concerned about. So if there is anything going on right now, we'll know. And to be clear, this would not be Bambu's first issue with intellectual property violations. Love Stratasys or not, I'll verify, but as is my last checking, that court case was still ongoing.
I know one of them got dropped. I know one of them with the Stratasys things got dropped because for some reason Stratasys forgot to put on the legal document the Bambu Lab US division.
It's still ongoing.
They only did Bambu Lab Chinese division, so one got dropped, but I heard another one appeared after that with fixed everything.
Yep. Nope. So the most recent thing was on the 25th of August, and it is, it's only like 9 pages, but there's a lot of redactions in it. From what, are these redactions or are these underlines?
That always is.
Oh, there's no redactions, it's underlines. They just look weird.
Normally, though, there is redactions as well, depending on what stage of the
not in the American court system. No, these are dockets. Yeah, these are public record. They're dockets.
Oh.
Yep. Bambu parties moved this court to deny Stratasys' demand to increase source code printout limit by tenfold from 300 pages to 3,000 pages, and instead approve Bambu's proposed compromise of 500 pages for code produced to date. Stratasys agreed to a 300-page limit when parties stipulated to the protective order just 8 months ago, fully aware that it was asserting 124 claims against 10 Bambu products. That's literally just the first paragraph and a half. But this is not Bambu's first go about with intellectual property stuff. So I'm not going to be pointing fingers, but I think it is something that companies have to be more knowledgeable of now that this industry is, let's go with less than forthcoming sometimes. When Vortek came out, you saw it.
Yep.
Knowing that you were going to do a C2 with INDX.
Yep.
What was that initial, like, response? What was that initial emotion from you? Because, like, when I saw it, I had, like, this mixture of, like, oh, shit. Wait, I got, does Bondtech know about this yet? Like, really, 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 really push it. I sent it to you, too. And we never talked about that. So what was your initial thought when you saw it?
The initial thought was despair. Just straight up, I was gutted for Bondtech because they should be the first to market. They should be able to get that hype train going for themselves. And with Bambu Lab coming out with theirs, it's annoying how well produced that video is, because all of the attention is going to go now to two sources where it should have been a complete monopoly for Bondtech.
At least for a little bit.
I was absolutely gutted, both from like a personal perspective of knowing everyone at Bondtech now, and the work that they're putting into it, and just the quality of the equipment, and then Bambu Lab comes along and steals the rope out from under them, because that's happened to us with Bambu Lab, and I felt very linked to that feeling with they're going to be feeling what I felt when we launched this, and Bambu Lab did the same. And then there was also the more corporate side, which is, bloody hell, Bambu Lab are going to release a light industrial machine with a tool changer, and that was what we were going to do. And knowing Bambu Lab, they're going to probably push it very hard, and it's going to muddy the water again. And as with all of Bambu Lab's marketing, it's never as straightforward as what they say on the tin. And that sucks, because I really wanted to come out with either a 2, 4, or 6 head index system on the C2
It can fit more than that.
And that, well, it can definitely fit more than that. However, we were going to link it to the AMS we were making for material preparation and a failover. So we wanted to match each bay with one head. But that's a separate thing. In theory, I've worked out I could get 12 heads with 12 filaments in the same print volume.
Right.
Which could be an index-specific AMS unit.
Right.
And bear in mind, I should say for everyone watching, I'm not going to call it an AMS unit. I just don't know what to explain it to people when they go, oh, it's a filament change, but not a filament change, because it's not changing filaments, but it's storing filaments. But it's got feed forward and feed backwards capability and individual drying capability like an AMS, but isn't an AMS. So, but yeah, so I can fit 12 in a C2 volume, which would be pretty good. And I was just gutted. I was really gutted because I want Bondtech to be the top dogs on this tech because they're the ones that came to it. They're the ones that have done it.
Yeah, like, part of me really wanted them to have this, like, market monopoly for a little bit. But then there's the other side of me that's the consumer, which is like, F them. It took them too long to get to market. And somebody else is now trying to compete in this space. So who wins? The consumers win, right? I'm gutted because, like, you and I have a personal relationship. We have a personal relationship with Bondtech. We have a professional relationship with both of you, right? You know, both companies, both Construct 3D and Bondtech have, you know, paid for us to come out and look at their facility.
Playing with you. What it probably is going to be a new name. So it's not Core 1. It's just...
Your blue light died.
Oh shit, I didn't plug it in. That was just on battery power this entire time.
I'm like, oh, he said something bad about Bondtech. Olaf's in the room. Jacob, blink twice if you're in danger. But I think the propellant's leaked out. I mean, there's only one way to find out. I guess we have to Florida man this. It says not to puncture it with a knife, but it doesn't say not to puncture it with a freedom seed.
Please never say that again. Never say that again. Ever.